First choice for news on North Mississippi CW4 starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on the CW4 at 7 on this Friday morning. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys as well. Friday, June 1st. We're already in the month of June.
May flew by. It really did. It seems like this whole year has kind of flown by to me anyway.
No, I agree.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. Well,
Apparently, Jacob's not having fun. He kind of hesitated there. Are you not having fun, Jacob?
I'm having a blast.
I was going to say, it seems like he's been having a fun time with us here on Sunrise.
Yeah, I just like to
so.
pick on you guys from over in the weather center over there. I kind of throw some shade every now and then. A lot of sun today. I'm throwing a lot of that.
So we can thank you for the sun that we're going to see today. Are we trying to transition to weather? Is that what we're trying to do?
I don't
here?
think. I hope I'm not next.
Let's
No,
just.
I don't think so.
It's rainy this
But-
morning a little bit.
Yeah,
in
there's a little bit of
the
rain
north.
moved out of here. We got some more rain in the area, but most of us starting dry right now. We'll just have the weather coming up a little bit. How's that sound?
We'll check back with you when it's actually the time to do it.
That's right. Yeah, when I'm
Get your shade on out of here, Jacob.
Figure your stuff out. All right, let's take a look at our local headlines this morning. It was a busy night for law enforcement officers throughout Lee County. A special task force made up of highway patrol troopers, sheriff's deputies, and other agencies went out in search of suspects with felony warrants. They also conducted safety checkpoints. WCBI's Allie Martin was the only local media allowed along and had the first of 2 reports from the evening.
The saturation detail began with a barbecue dinner at Tombigbee State Park. It was a chance for members of the Mississippi Highway Patrol, Lee County Sheriff's Department, North Mississippi Narcotics Unit, Mississippi Department of Corrections officers, and other agents to fellowship before hitting the streets.
It's going to be more of a concentrated effort. I have most of my district, everybody here, and of course Sheriff Johnson has the majority of his sheriff's department here.
You'll have to get a sheet to see where you're going to be assigned, but basically we'll start at 7:15 and go all the way to midnight.
After dinner, officers were briefed on the checkpoints for the evening, and teams were formed to search for suspects with felony warrants. Those warrants were handed down by the latest grand jury, and most were for drug-related offenses. From the Tombigbee State Park, teams split up and went around the area. The first order of business serving felony warrants. The team I'm with met at the Moorville Elementary School. There are 10 felony warrants to serve.
94.
Often the suspect was not at the address, but that's common. Officers say people involved in the sale and use of drugs move frequently, but having the large presence of law enforcement officers sends a strong message.
It's just a conglomeration of getting the bad people out of our area and, making sure that the public knows that we're out here working and keeping them safe.
The saturation details are organized several times a year. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And the Highway Patrol received special grants to cover the costs of the stepped-up enforcement.
Well, tense moments Thursday morning after a standoff in Lowndes County. That suspect is now in custody. Deputies were on Will Harrison Road performing a mental health commitment pickup. That means the judge ordered mental treatment to someone with a mental illness. The suspect barricaded himself inside his grandmother's home for 3 hours until Lowndes County tactical team entered the home and came out with the suspect in custody. Mike Sheriff Arledge says he's happy that everything went smoothly.
We waited it out for a little while and got everything in place that we needed. He came out safe, and everybody's safe. The officers are safe, the subject's safe, so everything went good.
Sheriff Arledge says that he doesn't think the man will be charged.
The Bruce High School band director is facing several child sex crime charges. 41-year-old John Bland is charged with 5 counts of enticement to a child to meet for sexual purposes. Calhoun County Sheriff Greg Pollin says the investigation does not involve a current student at Bruce High. Deputies received a tip earlier this week. Law enforcement determined the alleged contact with the minor occurred over social media. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney's Office are involved in the ongoing investigation.
11 people are indicted in a multi-state drug ring, including 1 person from Louisville. 8 people from Philadelphia were also arrested. U.S. Attorney Michael Hurst says the drug trafficking sting is referred to as Operation High Life. All of the people are accused of moving large amounts of cocaine, meth, and marijuana across state lines. The investigation went as far as California, Texas, along with other states such as Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia.
West Point police need some help connecting the dots in a months-long investigation. The person on your screen is allegedly responsible for several car burglaries around Christmas. Police are now saying some recent burglaries are tied to the same masked man. The photos you're seeing are from around the time of Christmas. The incidents at Regions Bank, where the suspect used a stolen credit or stolen debit card. Call West Point PD with any information you have.
Well, if you live in the Columbus area, you've probably seen the new motorcycle officers riding around town. I know I've seen them on that stretch of 82
Slow
a little
down,
bit.
hopefully.
Yep. Well, it's been years since the motorcycle unit was part of the police department, but now it's back with 2 officers cruising to make a difference.
Our Jory Talley has more on how this unit is making the community and roads safer.
To ride one of these, you need 2 things. 1, specialized training, and 2, a love for the job. Glenn Jenkins has been in law enforcement for nearly 2 decades, but he's only been a motorcycle officer for less than 6 months. It was a natural fit. His passion is traffic patrol, and he's been cruising on 2 wheels since he was a kid.
I've got a passion for riding a motorcycle, and so if you put 2 together, and it's just a blessing that able to serve the community on something that not only that you love to do, but you're on something that you love to ride.
Speeding is something locals have been complaining about to the Columbus Police Department.
A young man was caught coming south on South Lindbergh at over 90 miles an hour, and that's a 40-mile-an-hour zone, and he entered the intersection of Lindbergh and 182 right there at that high rate of speed.
Officer Jenkins works 12-hour shifts and writes anywhere from 25 to 30 tickets when he's out spotting speeders. His bike is equipped with full digital radar on the front and rear.
The indication shows 48 right there. The one behind him is 40. Over 70 and a 35 on Tuscaloosa Drive, and that course is a 2-lane road. And one thing about the motorcycle, we're able to radar, we're able to turn around on a dime to stop the vehicle. And not only just to do that, but for their safety as well.
Since the motorcycle unit hit the streets, the problem has slowed down.
They're not as highly visible as a police car, so they can fit into different places, so you never know where they are, so people are more apt to pay attention to the speed limit, pay attention to what they're doing, and keep things the way they should be instead of just speeding through the area.
Although the bike unit has caught a lot of speeders, officers say they're not chasing anything but safety.
They're not picking on anybody. They're not trying to raise any revenue. We're not trying to make money for the city. We're trying to improve the safety for the citizens of Columbus, Mississippi.
Now, those motorcycle units, Jenkins says, can get to the scene of an accident faster, provide more funeral escorts, and also do other specialized events, and also they use less gas.
Sounds like a lot of benefits.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
say we didn't warn you. Keep an eye out for them. All right, let's send it over to Jacob with a check on our forecast. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Scott, here's a little bit of that shade. A little bit of shade over the sun there. Got that. Look at that. How about that? Mostly cloudy out there, so we'll throw some more sunshine in there for the day. Some of those clouds are in front of the sun there because of some leftover showers that have pushed since off to our east. As they have done so, they've dissipated, brought perhaps an inch or 2 from Pontotoc to Tupelo. Other areas seeing about a half inch or so. Tupelo is at 70, Corinth at 68. A little cooler up here where we had that rain come through on the board in those 70s. Then down from Highway 45 from Amory south towards DeKalb, seeing 73 in Kosciuszko and Carthage to start our day. We will get those temperatures back into the upper 80s for those of us that got rain this morning, into the low 90s for those of us that stayed dry. Chance for a few pop-up showers and storms yet again. Here's our highs in Columbus, 92, 90 in Amory, only 88 in Tupelo. Still, that will feel very muggy and warm out there. Heat index value is likely pushing close to, if not into, those triple digits. As far as for the next 48 hours, we'll watch for some strong storms here. Best chance will be for gusty winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, perhaps some quarter-size hail in those stronger storms coming up here in a little bit. We'll time out some more storms, and we'll bring you that 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Jacob. The search for a superintendent of the Columbus Municipal School District could officially end today. The school board is meeting this morning and considering input received from parents and teachers at last night's candidate forum. 3 finalists, Drs. Otha Belcher, Lois Kapler, and Sherry Labatt, each shared why they believe they're the best fit for the job and took questions from the community at Cook Elementary School. Parent Lorraine Guyton says she showed up because she's